Good morning, all. It was an interesting trip coming over the George Washington Bridge. What I'm talking about is Camp Osborne and a couple of highlights that are going on in New Jersey. Let me see if I can. Quickly, I don't know if people that were down in New Jersey for this first session that we had, but Camp Osborne is a project that the AIA New Jersey took on. Initially, I'm going to go through these real quick, so hang on to your seats. This is what draws people to New Jersey Shore. This occurred in 1896. People would come down, and if you look at these, a lot of these are campers and horses. You can't even take dogs on the beach now, so they took advantage of it. Camp Osborne itself is a result of 1865. The railroad train came in from Philadelphia to Toms River to Seaside Heights, up the peninsula to Point Pleasant. It was sold as a camping and hunting and fishing resort that you'd come down and get a tent space. So over the years, it developed into more permanent structures. And there was always bathing beauties. Of course, they're wearing wool bathing suits in 90-degree weather in New Jersey. These photographs I received from one of the owners is third-generation Osborne, and these are from his own family photos that he offered these to me. As you can see, these tents turned into cabins. This is the Camp Osborne area. The ocean side, there's about 4 streets, and then it goes over to the bay on that one street. And this is what it was looking at prior to the storm. These buildings were built prior to any zoning or building codes. Most of them were up on blocks. They basically built their structures as they went. And what happened, the town, people would come in and try to get a zoning change, or they'd come in and try to do a construction change, like add windows, upgrade electric, and they'd have to go through zoning, and they'd have to present the entire site to get through zoning and then get approval for their own little piece. The town did in 2010, gave them an overlay zone of cottages, which allowed you to come in and do just your own unit. However, when they did that, they told them if anything happens to the town or anything catastrophes happen, that you'd have to fall back to the old zoning, and this is all you would be allowed to have. Approximately 91 units are on the property before the storm. After the storm, this is what they would allow them to have, basically 16 lots. Of course, Sandy hit. Houses got knocked off their foundations. Electric transformers popped. Gas lines broke. Place burnt to the water line, basically. This is a view of Route 35. North is this lane going up, and south is all the way to the left edge. I don't know if you're familiar with the area. And Camp Osborne's up by the hotel up there. Used to be the Thunderbird, but now it's condos. And that's still the fire burning in that area. This was standing on top of the Thunderbird. There's 2 houses left on this area, and some on the other side, Route 30, in between Route 35, north and south, everything's gone. And there were some structures left on the bay side. That's basically what it looked like after the storm. When the storm struck, AIA National provided New Jersey, New York, New Hampshire, and I believe Connecticut with funds to use as they saw fit. We thought, okay, this would be a perfect SSTAT project. Contacted AIA National. They said, yeah, it's a great project. We'd love to do it. Can't do it till 2016. So I said, well, these people are anxious. The town is anxious. I called the town, and they actually called me back immediately. Said, yeah, this is something that you can work on. But at the end of the conversation, the woman said, well, you can do it yourself. I said, oh, okay. So we took on the project. AIA New Jersey took it on. Came up with the concept of how we wanted to approach it. We brought the homeowners, the representatives from the town, from FEMA, from CAFRA, all into the same grade school for a 2-day show. And the town told us what they wanted. what they would allow us to do, keep her open-minded. We broke down into groups afterwards and talked to the homeowners. There was 10 architects that were involved, and engineers and planners. And we broke into small groups and did a poll out, and there's lists of about 20 things of what everybody wanted to have on their house or in on their sites. But this was the main thing that was coming through: handicap accessible community, affordability. The average age in the place was 50 to 70. So it's an area that had been handed down from family to family for generations. And everybody knew everyone. They loved the closeness of it. They just enjoyed the lifestyle. It wasn't year-round, it's just a summer. And then what they were looking for, the site design, what they thought would be, these are the ideas that came back from the homeowners themselves. We did that. The following day, we got back together, broke into groups, started work on different charrettes, came up with 3 designs. This is our FEMA mat that was approved on the day that we started it. And after we started, let me go back. It's actually been adjusted. We lost the V zone on the bay side. So we just have a V and an A zone now that we're dealing with. Some concepts that we're talking to with the homeowners. Everything had to go up on a platform of some kind, get up off the water. There were 91 homes on the site. On the ocean side, there was 64. There were 20 parking spaces. So there was no parking on the site at all. So we said, okay, then trying to get our density that we're looking for, we started looking at grouping. Another thing to throw into for the problem was the property was thrown into 3 different homeowners, or 3 different organizations. The blue is a private owner, the reddish is brown is one association, and the yellow is a third association. Oops, there was a lot more slides with this. Really, there should be, yeah, let me give you the disc. What happens when you arrive late? Since then, okay, I'll blow through this real quick. This one? It could be, yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah, it's one of the top ones. While he sets this up, I'll talk a little bit about some other things that were going on in New Jersey. We did have after 9/11, or after 9/11, after Sandy, we put together a program. We have a gentleman that's the head of the security of New Jersey type structures. Thanks. He put together a program for first responders. We had 120 people respond to it. We had a class at the NJIT, all-day seminar. Got approved that we could respond to disasters. And the one problem that we do have in New Jersey is liability insurance for first responders. So we actually had a bill put together. It was sent through Congress. Had one of our representatives sponsor it. Passed both the House and the Senate by 100%. However, it was had to be approved before the end of the term by the governor. He was very busy doing other things at the time, so the bill got pocketed for a pocket veto and got held up. And actually, it's gone through the whole congressional process again, and it's been passed, and now it's on his desk again to see if it'll be approved for, and that would allow us to be first responders in the state of New Jersey. These are a couple of the designs that we came up with from the charrettes, getting access to the beach. This is a second one, providing parking underneath the structure, access to the beach, of course. And this is the third one that we came up with. And This is what we ended up presenting to the town and to the homeowners. First we took it to the town, they approved it, and then we took it to the homeowners. These are just some quick numbers. Some of the structures that were going to be on the site, stair towers with elevators, with viewing towers, smaller units, some duplexes on the beach, townhouses. This is a quad, some more townhouses. But this is basically what it was looking like. Route 35 down here on the bottom. We tried to keep the atmosphere of the small cottages when you came through. Everything was going to be up on a platform. We're looking at doing a pre-stressed concrete platform with parking underneath. This would be an access to the beach. This is what the site looks like right now. That's the hotel that I was talking about. It's 3.3 acres, completely cleaned off. It took, just finished getting the equipment off the site in February. It took over a year to get the site cleaned off because they had to get funding. Right now, the whole project's on hold. The private owner that had the one strip of land sold his to a private developer. The two associations are butting heads. You know, it's tough. I can barely get my wife to agree with me. I can't imagine getting 93 people on the same page. You know, so the two associations, the larger association that has the Bayside and the Oceanside property has looked at a developer who is looking to use our plans. The plans were approved by the associations by 100%. So now we're just looking at where we can go with it. That's pretty much Camp Osborne. Little things that are going on in New Jersey that are driving us crazy. Of course, getting funding for raising houses. People that can afford to lift their homes have gone ahead and done that or rebuilt. Ones that are waiting for funds are waiting for funds, which is common. Silly things like electric panels. Where's the meter going to be when you're building in a floodplain? This has been a major discussion. You know, the utility company wants to keep it down. You know, the insurance companies want you to put it up. That's a silly thing. The DCA of New Jersey, I have to give them some credit. They have contacted AIA New Jersey. We've gone to 2 or 3 meetings with them. We've put together our issues, and they have on their website, they are issuing a lot of updates and revisions and ideas that they're accepting. Thank you very much.